In my many years of public service in my public life, I've been through 10 political campaigns. I've been called a lot of things, but no one has questioned my honesty until last week. And before the congressman accused me of lying about his record, I would have hoped that Congressman Boozman only had to look on my website where we detailed more than 20 of his votes against improvements in veterans' benefits and fighting conditions for our soldiers. I was traveling in the 3rd District when he held his press conference last Thursday, but I've watched the tape on the video, and I have to say, it was extremely disappointing. I've worked hard in this race to be positive about the things that I stand for and the things I've worked hard for. I've always said that the congressman's a nice man, and I've never disputed that. But I have to say, the way that he announced in his press conference and called me a liar was extremely disappointing. I've never made derogatory remarks, and it was particularly disturbing because he offered no evidence. He offered nothing in terms of trying to dispute what we were saying. And today I want to get beyond the angry rhetoric and remind people that in these last 2 weeks, this is an election truly about choices, and I've been saying it all along. It's about choices between 2 very different candidates. And these are differences that matter. They are differences that are based on whether or not we're going to make a priority of things and what those priorities are going to be. The vote that was in question, and no vote addresses the issues of supporting our troops, like the vote in 2003 to divert the money from Iraqi reconstruction dollars. It was $3.6 billion. Now, this was not all of the construction money. This was a small portion of the reconstruction money. And it was being diverted to upgrade armor and the quality of life of our troops, our soldiers in the field. This was early when soldiers had been sent into Iraq. They had been sent in with less than what they needed in more instances in terms of equipment and body armor. Congressman Boozman said that he was doing what the military commanders wanted him to do. Well, I'll tell you what. I was listening to the families of Arkansans who had soldiers in the field. I was listening to mothers who had FedExed boxes and crates of bottled water because their soldiers, their sons and daughters, were drinking out of the Euphrates River, which was contaminated. We were talking about our troops, our soldiers in the field, who had been deployed with less than what they needed. They didn't have what they needed when they were training, and got into Iraq with less than what they needed to be able to do the job that we had sent them to do. So I just have to say, when you're talking about who somebody's listening to, you need to make sure that you're talking about the people that you represent, and that is the people of Arkansas, the loved ones, the family members who had loved ones that were serving. I think veterans in Arkansas understand that these differences between me and Congressman Boozman are real and that they truly do matter. So I just want to say to all of you all, without the documentation, without the response from Congressman Boozman of why he made these votes, I can only assume that he put other priorities ahead of the veterans that we are there to serve. He serves on the Veterans Committee in the House, and I think through that has an obligation and a commitment to the veterans to stand up for the things that are most important to them.